guys, welcome back. For those of you that are new here, my name is Kristen Lankford and I am a pre-K teacher in Florida. This is my second year in a pre-K classroom, but I have been teaching for many years. Today's video is going to be a week in my life. I wanted to start on Monday, but I just didn't. There's no excuse. I just didn't get my camera out. But nonetheless, today is Tuesday, September 28th, and I'm going to walk you through our week. Fingers crossed, I record every day. Okay, so like I said, it is a week in the life, but I don't know if you've noticed, we did a little switcheroo on the channel. I started this channel during the pandemic as kind of a hobby because I needed something to do, and my friend watched YouTube all the time, and I only watched YouTube for tutorials, like for your hair and like how to fix things, and I didn't really even realize the YouTube world of any of them. The vlogs that moms do, the decorating, the cleaning videos, and then so I was like, oh, I'll start one for family memories and just things that we were doing around the house and all that. So I started there and we loved it. My kids love it. The vlogs are still fun. We're still gonna do them. But I started to evolve the channel a little more when I saw there was a teaching world out there and that I was experiencing this new world of changing from first grade to pre-K, and I started documenting it. And then, to be honest, that's where most of my followers are. Most of you guys are here for the teacher content. So I prayed about it and I thought about it, and I decided that it would be best for the channel name to just be my name, and underneath it just says teaching, lifestyle, and vlogs, because I'm still gonna do all the things that I already have on this channel, but teaching is the main focus at this point. It's also what I have time for. My kids are like dying to do a vlog, but to be honest, our weekends are just soccer, so there's really not much to show off. And then my weekends of like cleaning and all that, I'm sure I would love to record, but sometimes it's so crazy that recording is just that one more thing. So right now, the teaching world is where it's at. I really enjoy making these videos. I love seeing all your comments that you guys ask those questions down below. So keep it all up, and I hope that you are enjoying the new look. A lot of it matches my Teachers Pay Teachers store, which is linked below. So I'm just revamping a couple things. So I'm happy you're here. Today's video, like I said, is going to be a week-long video, and our theme this week is fall, introducing that season. A lot of these kids at this age, they don't really understand the concept of seasons. And then to make it worse, we live in Florida, so we have one season pretty much. Just kidding, but we really don't have fall with the leaves falling down and changing colors. And so to expose them to that vocabulary and that life outside of Florida, we read a lot of books and we're showing them things and we're touching those leaves and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a harder skill to learn in Florida, seasons, because they don't see it that way. Okay, so that's our theme. Our social emotional focus is a very good one. With second steps, it's asking for what we need and want, which I love, and it's talking about having that assertive voice, that strong voice. We practice that today. And then for our letter is letter P. We are gonna be cooking pizzas tomorrow with English muffins. We have, for math, we kind of transferred over from 2D shapes to 3D shapes. So this week we're doing a lot of just introducing and exploring those three-dimensional shapes that they definitely have that real life connection to, but do not have that language of understanding what the shape's called. And then we'll build on that by sorting 2D and 3D. For our literacy focus, we are counting the words in a sentence. I did an assessment on them with STAR, and that was a part that a lot of them struggled with, is really understanding like how many words are in a sentence. So we're doing a guided reading book, and we're really working on that for small group. But as far as whole group, we're still working on just making charts, recalling those details from the books that we read, sitting still during a book, focused, you know, easy concepts that we need some help with. I'm still wrapping up some assessments, and conference night is coming up, so I will show you all the things. But for now, my kids are about to come inside, and I gotta go back to teaching. Well, there went that idea of a weekly vlog and vlogging every day. When did I even start the vlog? Was it Tuesday? I think I skipped Monday. Then I was gonna do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Well, My daughter threw up in the middle of the night. Gross. So I had to stay home yesterday. So obviously no recording on Cooking Wednesday, but we decided to wait to cook, obviously, until today. She's perfectly fine. She stayed home so that she could run around the house like a crazy person and probably should have went to school, but you know, better safe than sorry. You don't want to spread those germs. We are cooking. I'm gonna show you what we're cooking this week for letter P, and then if I have time before the kids come in, I'll show you some other things. But for now, cooking. All right, as you can see, it looks like we are making pizza. Here are the ingredients. We have an English muffin, pizza sauce, some cheese, and pepperoni. Not all kids like pepperoni, so it is gonna be a choice if they'd like to put the pepperoni on or leave it off. But we have a little container for sauce, and then we're gonna give them a spoon. See, we already have 1 spoon, so we're gonna go around and let them use the back of the spoon to spread it. Might pull out the popsicle sticks, just depends on how chaotic it gets. And then they can sprinkle some cheese on top of the sauce, decide if they want the pepperonis or not. One thing that we do, since they're all touching the food, is that in the oven, we put the cookie sheet up here and we put foil on it, and then we write their names on the foil and then put their little, whatever they're cooking, by their name. That way we remember whose is whose, since they're obviously touching it. Okay, so it does look like I have a little bit of extra time. Also, Florida curled my hair. It was like extra curly this morning, almost too curly, and then now I go outside for 15 minutes and it's no curl. Anyways, I have a couple minutes before they come inside, so I'm gonna try and go through at least our learning centers for this week. So for our literacy learning centers, my group first, we are just doing one of the guided reading books. I like to use these like every so often. I do like a phonics skill activity, but then sometimes I pull out the book. There's so many skills that obviously you can teach with the book. Reviewing skills, that front cover, back cover, concepts of print. Today's skill, obviously besides just looking at the picture and exploring a book and turning the pages and pointing to words, was counting the words in a sentence. We, you know, point to the words, we count how many words, and then on the very last sentence, I used a sentence strip and I just wrote with a marker the words, and I talked about how words are when multiple letters are together, and I talked about the spaces in between the words help us to know what a word actually is, how many there are, and then I underlined the first 2 words, and after that I gave them a chance to, with the marker, to underline another word. So then we underlined all the words, we all took turns, and only 1 student in today's group underlined, I don't know if you can really see, but there's like a line there. She underlined just the H, and I said, oh, let's talk about that. Does that look like a word or a letter? And she said it's a letter. And then we talked about, okay, well, a word has more than 1 letter usually with spaces. There's no spaces here. And anyways, after we did that, then we counted how many were underlined. Another activity you could do with this is to cut the words in a sentence so that they really see distinction. This group didn't need that. Underlining it was plenty for them. Sam's group obviously is the letter book, letter P book. And then the other was computer. We are still doing Starfall, and we start them out by picking the letter of the week, and they have to watch that, and then it's like free choice. Eventually, after, you know, they get a little more practice with staying on the computer and staying where they're supposed to be, we're going to do Abcmouse. They do have a teacher, like you can sign up for free if you're a teacher. You just have to input all the kids' information. I love it. I feel like if I get them to go on their learning path and all that, it is appropriate. However, there's a couple things that don't really work in our district with it. Number 1 is the laptop. Sometimes you'll click on Abcmouse and it takes forever for the login page to come up. So it's like a waste of time waiting and waiting and waiting to get it to log in, which we're only doing 10-minute centers, you know, so we don't have a lot of time. And then the other thing is some of the activities are like a dragging type activity, and with our touch screen, sometimes it doesn't let them drag. They have to use the little touchpad, and let's be real, they don't know how to do that. It's even hard for me to push and drag on a touchpad. So I like Abcmouse, but I don't like Abcmouse. But if you have any other computer programs that are like free for pre-K students that your kids really like, comment those below, because I'll take any of the advice that you guys have. And then the last one is these robot letters. Like I said, that independent center time is tricky in the beginning of the year, so we have to do things that will keep their attention. So we have these, I think they're from Lakeshore. Our district bought them for us. It's a letter. They have to pick out a letter, say the name of the letter with their friends, and then they can build the robot. These are so hard for me, but the kids are way better at it. I feel like I don't have the, I don't know, I don't have the skill, but look, then it's a robot. Letter L, robot, and then they put it back together. Good fine motor skills, put it back in the bucket. Moving on to math. I have like 5 minutes, I can do it. My group in math, very ambitious, as per usual. We introduced 3D shapes this week, and last year when I did 3D shapes, my kids were not interested. They didn't really retain it. They didn't really care. I mean, I know it sounds bad, but they just weren't really interested in it. And I was so frustrated because I was like, why are we doing 3D shapes? This is crazy. They're in pre-K. But then this year we're doing 3D shapes and these kids are in it. Like, they are loving talking about the shape. They're remembering the names of the shapes. It's a whole different crew. And it goes to show that all kids are different. Years are different. Just keep doing your thing, you know? Anyway, so we are doing a sorting activity with 3D shapes, and it is a cutting and gluing and all the things. So I took a step out and I cut out the picture of the cube for all of them, and I have the cube and we have a real cube next to it, and we say, okay, what shape is this? It's a cube. We talk about, you know, it has squares that build it. We show them, can it stack? And we like process with them. Show me, does it stack? Can it roll? Can it slide? All the things. And then they take that picture that I cut, and obviously they can't read, so I show them, this one's roll. Can it roll? Can it stack? And they glue it on. So obviously this is differentiated. If you were in a kindergarten classroom further along, they would be able to cut it out, take the picture, glue it on the right one. I mean, with a little bit of help, but my crew obviously not. So we're using a lot of help, but still getting the concept and practicing multiple skills. Then in Miss Sam's group, oh, by the way, this worksheet is from My Little Teaching World, and it was free. And then in Miss Sam's group, this is themeasuredmom.com. A lot of these you have to sign up for their email list, which sometimes is annoying because you get a million emails, but honestly I like it because on Sundays I get all these emails and it's like freebie, freebie, freebie. Like, sign me up, I love it. Okay, so it's these, it has the name of the shape, it has a picture of the shape, and then they have real pictures, and together they work through, okay, this is an ice cream cone, what shape is it? It's a cone, let's put it on there. I didn't use Velcro, we're also running out of Velcro, so I need to buy more, but you could also Velcro them on so that all your pieces stay together. In the independent group, we had these, it does not say who these are from, but it was free. And it's like a puzzle, which I loved, but then we thought independently this is gonna be hard because they can't read. So we actually cut this off and then taped it back on when we realized, wait a minute, this is by themselves, not with a teacher. And so they have a picture of it, and then they can say what it is if they remember, and then they find the real life item that goes with it. This is a very quick one. It only has like 8 shapes and 8 puzzles. So we also put our bucket of books out about shapes, and then they can read through shape books. We have just a bucket of 3-dimensional shapes that we've been using on the rug, and they can build, they can stack, they can roll. Not gonna lie, the center independently gets a little crazy because it's fun, and so it takes a lot of redirecting and a lot of reminders of these are not toys, we're learning with our toys. So it depends on what group is there, whether they can handle it or not. Nonetheless, it's still independent and it keeps them on the rug, so that's a win in my book. That is everything of our centers. I'm gonna go. Hopefully today after school I can revisit and go over our reading and our social emotional and poem and all the other things, but for now, we're gonna make some pizza. Whew, we made it. I mean, look at this hair. It's literally insane. Today was crazy. I can't even sugarcoat it. I think the fact that I wasn't here yesterday, combined with the fact that, I mean, I don't think they really realized that yesterday was cooking day, and then we did it today, but it kind of threw off everything that we were cooking today, and then we had to send home the show and share bags, and whew, it was a lot. But nonetheless, I have a training in like 15 minutes. This is the story of my life. So I'm just gonna go through real quick the books that we read and the social emotional, and then tomorrow I will go over our poem and our sensory and our art and all the things, even though you can kind of see our art right there. Okay, So we start the week off always with the Scholastic letter book. So this week was letter P. So we just read about pigs and everything they ate on a picnic. Well, they were going on a picnic and then they ate all the food as they were going. But it went over so many different foods that start with P. So we start with that and then we do our letter craft hat, okay? Then some of the other books that we read. This book is so cute. It's from our series, but it is adorable. It's about a little bear who sees a leaf fall and it was his very first season change, and he's very concerned about the leaf falling, and he tries to put it back on the tree, and then they all start to fall, and then he puts the leaves into his hole, and then he falls asleep, and when he wakes up, there's buds on the tree. So kind of a brief overview of seasons with a focus on fall and leaves. Then yesterday when I wasn't here, they have this story from Scholastic, just a simple little Let It Fall. Then also a fun little read aloud of Mouse's first fall. I think they might have done this when there was some free time throughout the day. Those were both in there from yesterday. Today we read the infamous There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed Some Leaves, and I will say, my kids predicted that it was gonna be a scarecrow on like page 3. It was so quick, which is crazy because I've read this in first grade and those kids like oblivious. So I was very impressed with that. But nonetheless, this is the first old lady story that we've read this year. So the fact that an old lady was swallowing anything was like, what? You know, so we talked about, should she be eating it? Is this a fiction story or a nonfiction? I explained what that meant, that it's make-believe. People can't really eat all these things and it be okay. So anyways, we read this one today and then did some retelling to go along with it. This week for social emotional, look at this sweet little girl. I just love the realistic pictures that Second Steps gives us. And I love like the facial expressions. It's great visuals. Anyway, so it's asking for what you need and want, which, amen, life skill in this classroom. So it started off with a puppet script about, I don't remember which puppet, but the boy or the girl, they were painting and they needed green paint and they didn't have green paint. So the other puppet asked them how to use a strong, respectful voice to ask what he needs or what he wants. And so then we practiced some instances of that. Then day 2 is the story of the little girl and she needed help zipping her zipper. So we practiced some of those. Yesterday, I was not here, so let me see. They practiced passing a beanbag and using their words to ask, can you please hand me the beanbag? And then using their words to say thank you. And then today, we used students on the rug that like needed help with something. The example was tying their shoe, which they all need help with that. However, none of my kids wore shoes that have shoelaces. So we used buckles. They always need help with buckles. We used a jacket, another kid had a jacket and they need help putting their jacket on. So we just like modeled that language. And the best part about these is that you can use it all day long. Like at lunch, I have a little kid who always just like shoves his milk at me, and we're working on using our words to ask for what we need and want on the IEP. And so this was a great lesson for him. I said, oh, remember, we're gonna use our strong voice. And I kind of gave them steps too. I said, you need to tell me in a strong voice what you need. Say like a nice word like please. And then if you say I need help, what do you need help with? Like giving the exact instance of what you need help with. So we're like modeling that behavior all throughout the day at lunch and play centers. Or if I hear someone asking me for help, I stop and make a big deal about how they asked and that they use a strong voice and they use these words, or I'm modeling like, okay, you need help, but what else do we need to add to that? So anyways, I love these. I feel like they are very, very, very helpful in a pre-K classroom to really give that guided instruction that you can use all year long, but with a focus. It's probably time for me to log into my training, but I will see you guys tomorrow to give you the rest of our week. And I did finally write down a Q&A, so I'm hoping to make that video maybe today at home. I'm not really sure, of all the questions and background about me, all that stuff. So hopefully you'll get 2 videos this week. And then, like I said before, conference night is coming up. So I am drowning and preparing for conferences, but then I will add a video on how I prepare and like tips and tricks for getting through conference night. All right, see you tomorrow. Hello, happy Friday. So exciting. It is October 1st and I was gonna wear a Halloween shirt and then I realized I don't have a Halloween shirt. Like, how is that possible? I have no idea. But we're gonna make some Halloween shirts. I am going to wrap up this video. I am going to show you those last couple of things for our week. All right, so excuse the multitasking here. Next week is Scarecrow week, so a little sneak peek there. We're laminating. But this is what we are making this week for fall. We had these gold crowns left over that I have no idea where they came from, but we just put some leaves in here. Obviously, only a couple colors left. Some glue in here, and then they just glued them on to the crown, and then we stapled it. And then that goes very fast, so then they just have extra stuff to work on. Okay, so for sensory, we're kind of improvising on our sensory. I think we're gonna start transitioning to a bigger bin of sensory, and I have a little bit of extra money from our district that I might try to buy a standing one. But this one is for Halloween, just some beans and spider rings for now. We also have this one, which we didn't get to use yet, but we should have today, but we just have these extra leaves in here. I don't know, we're kind of struggling here. This is the big bin we have, but we don't have a stand for it, so we've just been putting it on the table. But this one was kind of for sensory. I have these leaves that I found, who even knows where, and they pick out a leaf. On the back it has a different type of leaf, and then they have to search for the match, and then they matched them all up. Our Play-Doh bin is here. We did these little circles, different colors. We have a pumpkin cutout, rocks, leaves to put in and stick. Today is show and share, so that's coming up soon. And then we did our poetry notebook today, which is fall. Again, oh boy. A fall of colors. Super cute. The kids loved this part. I am crispy, I can crunch. I get raked up in a bunch, and this week we really kind of introduced some rhyming in our poems and understanding that. All right, and then I got these from Pocket of Preschool. I'm not sure I shared these yet, but we do these on Fridays just randomly. It's her fine motor journal, and there's lots of cool things in there, but so far we're just putting paper in here, and we worked on making slash marks whenever it was like letter A week. We worked on, oh, hold on, humps when it was a letter M week. This was today. These were supposed to be like snakes going down for letter S. And then also straight lines. And then this was supposed to be the hump, making some humps for the letter P. So as you can see, it's just practice. It's little fun, quick activities. We can also do some cutting practice with this, some sticker practice, things like that. So we're just, you know, adding as we go. Okay, I know that was super quick. My battery is flashing at me. I'm killing it this week. Okay, sorry about that. I really hope this doesn't become a new trend, finishing my videos at home, but if it does, it does. I mean, life of a teacher, right? Go, go, go. Anyways, I was done showing you everything, so I feel like it was an accomplishment. Fall week is done. Next week will be Scarecrow week. It is quiet in the house right now. I really, really, really do appreciate everybody's support and all the things that you guys are doing to grow this channel, and I really love seeing your guys' comments about how it's helping you or any questions you have. So thank you. As always, don't forget to click that like, that subscribe button, and that notification bell to show that you would like to see more videos like this. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.